Hi everyone, this is EstaRa with a message for you today. It is Saturday, May 6, 2017, and I have to say my video is giving me lots of issues lately. I am going to see if someone can help me with it because, again, it was working fine, now it's not working fine. And I know that it's been really loud, and I apologize for it being really loud. I don't know how to make it less loud. I've worked on that. I thought we resolved the issue a month ago, or a couple months ago. Now it doesn't seem like it has. So I want to give you kind of an update and a message, and I'm pulling cards for us, which I haven't done in a while. So I am feeling better, thankfully. Thank you, everyone who's been concerned with your suggestions and everything. I just want to let you know that it was definitely a magnesium toxicity issue. My magnesium levels were very high. They still are. And this is like the first day. Yesterday was the first day I didn't have chest pains. And today is the first day that I feel like I have a little bit more energy. So that's huge in and of itself, right? And when it comes to energies, what's happening right now? So I've been like really tuning into my spirit and to my guides, and I've had a lot come up. So a lot is happening in our world around us now. Everybody who has been paying attention, especially in the United States, if you've seen what's happening here, you'll notice that we've had a tremendous amount of craziness going on and some really dark, horrible things that are happening within our government, our governmental structure, and the administration decisions that they're making are not necessarily in the best interest and the highest good for our country. And while there may be some of you that disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I'm totally okay with that, but I'm not looking for like a back and forth argument or anything. I'm actually just bringing you messages and guidance. So that was really difficult for me this week. I actually got really emotional a couple days ago, and I said to Spirit, I don't know what to do. Like, how do we do this? How are we going to make it through, and how are we going to be okay? Because I rely on some of the things, the programs that the government is taking away and causing issues with, for example, pre-existing conditions with health insurance. Scary thing that's happening here in America. So I've been really struggling with that. And, it's funny. I didn't expect this to be what I'm doing right now, so I'm just going to go with it. And it won't be necessarily a Twinflame video. I will come back with that, I think. So one of the things that I got really clearly over the last couple of days after I cried a lot about what was happening, I feel like sometimes I feel helpless and I feel overwhelmed because I have this energy of like knowing that I'm here to help people and that I'm here on a mission. And my work is through energy, and my work is through different forms of energy healing, light language and star being energy and being a channel of light. And I really didn't know what to do. So I asked Spirit, and I said, what do I do? Like, how do I make it through this? And what is wrong with our world? I say this often, actually. I think Spirit's like, well, her usual question. Well, this time I got a really clear answer, and it was amazing, actually, because it's one I've thought of and I teach about and I talk about, but it's one that I think a lot of people teach about and talk about, but I don't think we all are tuned into that and really understanding of what that means, right? So one of the things that I recognized really strongly had to do with, I always tell people spread love and spread joy, be happy, send the love out there. But you can't send love out there if you're not feeling it, right? So if we're feeling sad, what's going out there is not necessarily love. And what's going out there is more of what we don't want. We're going to manifest more of what we keep saying we don't want to happen because our focus is not on the love energy. And one of the things that I notice that I do myself is I have this little thing. I carry these little hearts with me, these little plastic hearts. I should have... Oh, wait, hang on. I have them to show you. So I have them in my house because I usually give them to people, clients, and students. So these little hearts. And I take them and I spread love around. And I drop them somewhere. I don't drop them so that they're like in, places where it would be considered trash. I actually place them in, I don't know, if I go to a restroom, a public restroom, or if I go to an event somewhere, I place it in a place where somebody will find it, and hopefully that will bring them love. So, spreading little hearts. I got my little jar of hearts, if you will. And that is one of the ways that I spread love. I also use chalk, and I draw pictures with, I draw a heart and I say spread love on it or something. And I spread love by just being who I am. But I don't always feel that. In this last few years since my car accident, it's been really hard to stay in that frequency of wanting to just give, because sometimes it becomes a place where we need to receive. And the last few years, I've needed to learn to receive, not only love, but assistance. And that I've worked really hard on that, and I've done that. And the last year, I would say almost year and a half now, since I really got involved with Bernie Sanders and really believing in his message and what he wanted to do for America. So I ended up getting involved in that way and really being involved. And one of the things I noticed in the last few months, I've been watching a lot of alternative media. I don't watch mainstream TV. I don't have television. I don't have cable. I have a TV, but I can watch videos from my computer on the TV or something. But I don't actually have cable. So I don't watch cable news. So I watch alternative media, and it really has impassioned me. And I had started a local community access TV show called In This Together, and I really love In This Together. I loved doing this and meeting people in the community that are actually doing amazing things to bring awareness and to unite people under that specific goal. And I felt like that was my job, is to bring people together, because a lot of us don't know the different organizations that are out there that can help us, and we don't know other people share the same interests or have the same ideas, and we can just bring them together and come together as one and help each other. We don't know that all the time. And one of the things that I loved about it was I was meeting a lot of people and having a lot of great ideas come out of it, and a lot of experiences. Unfortunately, in the last month and a half, I've been sick. I've been pretty sick, so I haven't done anything, and I feel bad. So I apologize for some of you who feel like I've disappeared. It's unintentional. It's because I've been pretty sick with this magnesium toxicity that I experienced, and I'm still coming off of the symptoms. So I'm giving myself the benefit of the doubt of just taking it easy and honoring my body, whatever it is that I need for me each day. And so I'm still kind of working minimally, I should say. So I want to get back to my guides. So one of the things that really came very strong to me was we need to be in joy. We need to be in love. We need to give out love. We need to spread love. So one of the things that we're not realizing with all this, resist the administration, resist this, resist that, being angry. We've been angry. And, I know myself, watching some of the stuff that I've seen on the alternative media sites, or reading, I should say, too, it's gotten me fired up. It's gotten me angry. It's brought in some fear, and it's brought in some frustration. What is going on? Why are we experiencing all this? How come it's still happening? This seems so surreal. I'm sure many of you have had those thoughts as well. And I've been kind of oh my gosh. And so a lot of times I'll do my morning yoga, and I'll listen in the background to some, alternative media stuff. I listen to chanting as well, because that's really helpful for me. But I'll also listen to some background, alternative media about what's happening, what went on during the week or the day or something. And it fires me up, and it puts me in a state of, not a conscious state. I want to say this. So most of you probably are aware we have an unconscious state and a conscious state, but our unconsciousness will absorb all this information, all this stuff, and it will put it in our field, and it will manifest as a reality for us in our physical body for some, and in our physical world for others, and emotionally. So we're carrying with us all of that trauma, drama, pain, suffering. And why? Well, because we don't know any different. We've been doing this for how long on this planet? We absorb what's around us and we live from there. And, you know, not having television had been such a phenomenal thing for me for so many years. I haven't had TV since 2000, probably even longer than that, to be honest with you. I haven't watched any mainstream back then. Gosh, I think about it. But having the alternative the media, the connection and access to alternative media has really affected me in some ways, because I'm hearing their passion, their anger. And I'm not saying we don't have a right to be upset. We don't have a right to be angry. We don't have a right to feel pain. We don't have a right to feel that. I'm not saying that. We actually absolutely have a right to feel every emotion that we feel. We have a right to be angry. We have a right to be upset. We have a right to be sad. We have a right to grieve. We have a right to feel, right? But one of the things that we on this planet get stuck in is we stay in the drama of it, and we don't allow us to ascend above or transcend the drama and trauma. So we stay in that energy, or we allow the energy to penetrate our field and affect us in some ways. And so as an individual, it's really important that we recognize how things are affecting us and what's going on. So I know for myself, I need to take a step back and be like, is this in my best interest at this time? If it's not, then I can't do my job fully as a light being that I am. And if it's not in my best interest, then I need to step away. If it is in my best interest, then I need to understand how it's going to impact me and how it's going to affect me. And if it's going to let me be in the space I need to be in to be the creator that I am. We're all creators on this planet. We're all creator gods. I don't know what everybody's view is. I mean, you can have whatever view it is that you wish, but inside of us, we all have a divine aspect that is perfect, and a divine aspect of God and of creator, of higher source, of source, like whatever words you want to use. We all have that within us. So that means we're all creators as well. And so if we are being affected by everything, then it will translate into how we create our reality. Now, that's individually. Now, imagine the whole planet, or let's just take the United States, for example. Imagine the whole United States doing this and being in this space where we are all feeling the same thing. And what are we doing? We're not amplifying the positive. We're not amplifying the good stuff that we want to happen. We're amplifying what we're angry about. And I'm not saying we can't protest, and I don't like the word protest. I want to be for something, you know. So rather than be angry and protest, let's be for something, like for unity, for care, for love, for peace, you know, for reunification of people, because we're so separate right now. We're so polar opposites at times. So I feel like it's more about us being who we really are, but a lot of us don't even know that because we've been so programmed externally by other things that are going on and the influences of humanity, other parts of humanity. And then the other interesting thing that I see is if you expand outward and you look outside of your little circle of how you are affected and how you are influenced, and you expand it out and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm actually looking at the world and everybody's like this. So if you amplify that to everyone, we're not creating what we want. We're actually creating more of what we don't want. We're giving attention to the drama and trauma, and we're not putting the energy towards what it is we want. And as creators, if we're in fear, pain, suffering, any of those emotions that actually are not what we want to have. And I'm going to say that way because the truth is we need to experience emotion. But if we stay in that space and we don't find the happier, lighter emotions of love, joy, passion, hope, faith, trust, balance, harmony, if we don't go to those emotions and we start creating, guess what? We're creating more of the same. And so that's really what's happening right now. We're being shown our creation. And so we are creating the same things over and over. And so one of the things that when I was having this conversation with God, with Spirit, I was really emotional and I said, I don't know what to do. And so the message I got very clearly was find your joy. And then earlier this week, I channeled a message. I do like a little brief energy thoughts message on my SoulstarHealing fan page. And when I did that, one of the amazing things that I did was I heard my guides give me the message. I felt it. I felt it intuitively. I felt it actually from my higher self. And when I wrote it, the amazing thing that I did was I recognized I need to find my joy. And where I don't see joy for me right now, I need to look at and start to create that in my reality, in my world. And it's really interesting because we kind of go on our lives. So when I say you, I mean all of us. We go on about our lives, we live it, we do what we have to do to get through the day. And those of us that are not feeling well, and I've been not well for the last, I would say, month and a half, probably longer. This has been coming on. It doesn't just come up as a toxic issue until it's been building. So I would say since January, I've not been feeling 100%. And we keep ourselves afloat, where we're just surviving, and we don't look to have joy because we're just looking for the basic human things that we need. But what's really interesting are basic human things like food, shelter, clothing, work, all the stuff that we have to do to make it on this planet, especially now. We neglect fun, we neglect play, we neglect joy in our lives. So my message to all of you and from Spirit is that it's time to find our joy. If you don't look for your joy, you're creating outside of joy. You're not creating from love. And you're creating the opposite of joy or the opposite of love, because if we are so influenced by what is happening in the world around us, then we are so allowing that to be part of our creation energy, and we're not creating from that pure energy of joy. And only from that place can we actually bring in what we want. So imagine if every light worker on this planet, and I mean you, and you, and you, and you, all of you, if we all come together and recognize we need to do something that's going to be beneficial for all of us to create joy in our lives, then we would recognize how important it is for us to create from there, and how inevitably we will create from there. One of the things that I was doing up until I started to get pretty sick, I was hosting a weekly meditation at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for, I think it was 20 minutes at most. And all I did was bring in a grounding of love into our field and expanding it out to one another and around the earth and over our country, over the United States. But really, it should be over the world, because everybody needs to be in this space. And I really believe if we as light workers can come together and be in love and be in joy and discover the barriers that we have inside of us to joy, or the barriers we have inside of us to love, and that means getting really sincerely honest with ourselves and not worrying about what people think about you or me or anybody. It's more about doing what's right for us. I think being a spiritual person, sometimes people hold you to a higher standard, and I've seen that over the years, but the most profound healings I've ever done with people, and the most profound experiences I've ever had in teaching and being with people, has come from my authenticity, meaning me sharing completely who I am with everyone at any given moment, and just being that for everybody. So I hope you hear the words, and I hope it makes sense for you, and I hope that you'll join me in finding your joy inside of you, and finding love and creating from that space. I don't think we as light workers want to or can tolerate any more real negative stuff. It's important to be light. So I just want to wish you all a blessed day, and I'm going to stop talking now because I know it's going on time that I didn't expect to talk for. It is something I really wanted to share with all of you. So blessings to you, and this was supposed to be a twin flame message, but it actually turns out to be more of a light worker message. So I'm going to entitle it Light Worker. I'm going to entitle it something other than Twin Flame for this go around. I wish you all well. Thank you for your love and your support, and please share this by all means if you feel like it would help somebody, because even those that think they're way untouchable, they're touchable. There are things in our subconscious that allow us to get pulled and sucked back into the drama and trauma. And I know for myself that happens. So if we could just get out of the drama and trauma and clear anything that's not supposed to be there, then it won't have a place to suck into our field, the drama and trauma. We would just be transcending above that. And that's where we're all moving towards, and that's where we're heading. But for now, being a human on this planet, it's a really crazy energy time. Beautiful energy time. Amazing possibilities are showing up left and right. However, there's also this other stuff to weed through and go through. So namaste, everyone. So much love. Blessings.